Alexa, good morning.
Be grateful for this day.
Hey Google, play CNN on Living Room TV.
Sure, play CNN from YouTube TV on Living Room TV.
Hello, you're watching Senior Tech Tips with John Armwood, and today we're going to be discussing the Canon the Nifty 50 lens, and we're going to be discussing an issue I had with it and how I solved that issue. I'm using the Canon 50mm lens on the Canon M50 mirrorless camera. And to do that, I have to use an adapter. And it's an EF to EFM adapter. I'm using the one from Camelite, which is right here. And basically all you do is you line it up. There's a little dot on the lens and a white dot on the filter, red dot on the filter, and you put them together like that until they snap, and then you put that onto the camera. Take off the cover and put them onto the camera, and it's still fairly small. The problem I was having was that my pictures using this were coming out fuzzy. The 50mm lens does not have image stabilization. It has autofocus, and there's a little button here that says manual focus or autofocus. The autofocus works fine, no problems whatsoever. But I found taking pictures that about half of my pictures would come out with a fuzziness, and it was driving me crazy. So guess what I did? This past Monday, I attached the camera to my Joby 1K tripod, as you can see in the picture, and I held the camera with my left hand holding the tripod near the neck and my right hand taking the picture. And I would put the tip of the tripod against my body to steady it. And I took about 45 pictures on Monday, and not a single one of them were blurry. So I've found out that you can definitely get great pictures from the 50mm lens as long as you have a way of steadying it. The ideal way would be to have a gimbal, but they're kind of expensive. They run from $399 up for a decent gimbal to go with the Canon M50. And it's a little bit too much for me as a senior citizen. We senior citizens have to pinch our pennies. So that was not a possibility. But I had the Joby, which I'm using actually right now to do this video. I have the Canon M50 on a Joby with the 22mm lens, because I love that lens to film with, because it's so sharp. It's a great prime lens. Now that lens tends to work very well just using it with the camera in my hand, but it's extremely light, and it's about half the size of the 50mm. It's a pancake lens, and it's just great. The 50mm has an effective focal length of about 80mm with the 1.6 crop on the mirrorless Canon M50. So the effective range of it is pretty good. It's a portrait lens length, and that makes it very easy to use. And the 22mm, which is actually a native lens for the Canon M series cameras, has an effective focal length of about a 35mm. So you're talking about a different range. Now, if I had the Viltrox Speed Booster, it would bring that range down to about 51 millimeters to make it effectively the same as a 50 millimeter lens, its actual native length on a full frame camera. And maybe sometime in the future I'll be able to try that. And I can use the length for both a 51 focal length and also the 81 that I have now. But either way, I'm going to have to make sure that I do stabilize that lens with either a tripod or a Joby mini tripod braced against my body in my hand when I take the picture. Because otherwise, I'm going to have issues. And I'm very glad I found the way of resolving it, and I want to share it with you because this lens runs about $100, $120. It's a great lens, especially for the price. It's an inexpensive lens. You can find it on Amazon, and it's wide. And I like to take pictures with it on the camera and angle them up, and it looks huge when I do that. All right. I'm going to put a series of pictures that I've taken with this lens up so you can see how good this lens is. And you're listening to Senior Tech Tips. My name is John Armwood, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and you're listening to Senior Tech Tips with John Armwood. Have a good day. Please hit the like button if you like this, and also subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this.